Hola guys and girls, and welcome to the Teambuilder for GBA Week 5. We are facing Tup, aka coach of the Pittsburgh Pirattatas, so far going without a win through the season. So we are doing slightly better with having one win under our belt, but not too much sadly. He is currently 0-4. We of course 1-3 with our close last week to chip because of some speed creeping issues. But yeah. We are basically here to get, to punch one more loss into the belt of the Pittsburgh Pirattatas, making him going 0-5 and us of course going 2-3, potentially even tying with George, depending on how his match with Mono goes. If we manage to lose to Tup though, we have a good chance. Oh, no, we're probably not, because our differential is way better than Tup's, but we still have a chance to drop down to last place in our division, and we definitely do not want that. Like I said, we are still only a third through the season, but things are getting more difficult and more difficult to basically to change if we keep on losing like they are doing. So yeah, definitely going for the win versus Tup. We have a pretty good record versus Tup. Every time we faced him so far, we were able to win versus him. Sometimes just because we prepared and played pretty well, sometimes because of hacks. So yeah, I don't really mind which way we will win this week. Both scenarios, I'm desperate for a win, of course. Tup is as well. I'm sure he won't ask questions if he's going to win through hacks. Same for me. I mean, the last hacks I got in my favor was in week 1, so I wouldn't even question the win right there. But yeah, that's all for the history of this match. His team he can bring to basically stop the 5th defeat for him in this season is, first of all, the Tapu Koko, the Hydreigon, which is his Z captain, the Scizor, the Tangrowth, the Slowking, the Nidoking, the Hitmontop, the Blissey, the Cryogonal, the Chandelure, and the Minior. Very, very bulky team. He actually stole or copied, whatever you want to call it, my Regenerator Core from my team 2 seasons ago in Season 5 of the GBA, the first season I joined. Tangrowth and Slowking. Very good card, with Generator of course getting health back every time, Slowking covering the special moves, Tangrowth covering the more physical moves, Water and Grass in general covering the weaknesses pretty well. So very difficult card to usually break through, but of course I used it for a whole season. I got some inside knowledge to break through that. Then we got the Blissey, very annoying for all my special attackers, my Magiana, my Ladias, my Mialego. Basically my first 3 picks are all special attackers, and Blissey is like a dead stop to special attackers, so it's difficult breaking through that. And then he got offensive threats like the Hydreigon with the Z captain, the Tapu Koko, which is just way too fast, outspeeds my whole team, and has a very strong stab in his electric attacks because of electric terrain, and of course Fairy, which is annoying as well. Hydreigon is just a perfect wall breaker. It has all the courage moves, can go physical, can go special, and with Z moves even up its arsenal bet to up its arsenal. There we go. I should stop talking too fast, especially not in my native language. But yeah, and then we got Scizor. It's not too big of a problem. I got a decent amount of checks to Scizor, but it could like bring a Spit Def Scizor to check my stuff, but I don't really see him bringing that because like he has a Blissey. Like he doesn't even need any other Spit Def than Blissey. And then, like, Nidoking, another Premier Wall Breaker. I have very much trouble switching into Nidoking. If he predicts correct, it basically 2-hit kills my whole team, depending on his moveset, and if he's physical or special. But I got a lot of scouting to do if I'm facing the Nidoking. Good thing is that if he used Nidoking more as a suicide lead in a fair amount of his matches, so if he does it again, I'm very happy with that. I don't want Nidoking staying around late game to potentially sweep my team with a Scarf set, or just breaking through my team with a more life upset. And yeah, that's basically the biggest threats of his team, but I did not mention all the Hitmontop, decent good spinner, not that much of a threat offensively, but it could come because like Mach Punch priority for Crawdont or something like that. Then we got the Chandelure. Chandelure is pretty annoying, could be Scarf as well. Like I have to scout what a Scarf is. He's very a big pool of potential Scarfers versus me. Chandelure of course very high special attacks, has strong stab in Ghost and Fire. Ghost of course a move you can easily spam versus many teams, especially mine since I do not have a normal type. So, and my Ghost Risk is Crawdont, which of course is not the bulkiest. And then we got Minior. Minior I don't really expect him to bring, he already brought it once. It's of course pretty threatening with Shell Smash and stuff like that, but it's pretty threat as well, like a priority in Crawdont, and look out with Bullet Punch potentially, so I don't see Minior really coming. It's not too big of a threat. And then we have Cryogonal. Cryogonal, very fast, very good with Freeze Dry and stuff like that, but I have a Magiana, and Magiana is just it takes nothing from Cryogonal. He would have to go for HP Fires, which wouldn't do that much, and I could just predict that go to something else. So yeah, Cryogonal could come, but if I had to guess these the 6 months which are coming, as the Tapu Koko, the Hydreigon, the Tangrowth, the Slowking, the Blissey, and then I would say the Nidoking and the Chandelure. Oh wait, that's 7. No, I crap Chandelure. Tapu Koko, Hydreigon, Tangrowth, Slowking, Blissey, Nidoking. There we go. These are the 6 I expect him to bring. Either Hydreigon or Nidoking as a Scarfer. But yeah, that's enough for his team. Now going over my team. Looking at the first mon right here, we are Crawdaddy with the Life Orb, and we bring a mixed Crawdon because, like I said, I have some inside knowledge how to break his Regenerator Core with Tangrowth and Slowking, and this thing does it. Crab Up with Adaptability, Crab Hammer, Knockoff, Arco Jet, and Ice Beam. Enough speed to outspeed everything that wants to speed creep and no speed Mesprit, because that's like the speed. I want to have some speed, of course, to outspeed like most of his mons, but not max speed is not really worth it. And then I usually look at my mons, what could he speed creep, and yeah, Mesprit is a decently mon I could still go for. I'm close to max speed, like I do not outspeed anything more with max speed. I could still get into trouble, like you saw in my last video with Shimpact. I got into trouble because I spread crap too much, but I think here it is pretty safe to go with that amount of speed, because I need some special attack investment, because with that investment I am guaranteed to 2-hit KO every variant of Tangrowth with the combination of Knockoff and Ice Beam. Even if he Assault Vest, I will of course knock that off on my first move, and then he is in range of Ice Beam. Doesn't matter if he's max physical defense with Assault Vest, doesn't matter if he's max special defense with an Assault Vest, doesn't matter if he's just max physical defense with Left O, something like that. The only thing that could stop me is if he has the Yachi Berry on his Tangrowth and he's max physically defensive. Then I won't be able to... Oh wait, I'll still knock off the Yachi Berry. What am I talking about? Yeah, every variant of Tangrowth dies to that, because I knock off whatever item he has, and he casts no spread. He could potentially run with me, which is not 2-hit KO by Knockoff and Ice Beam. Either one of the two moves will do more to it. Life Orb Knockoff will of course destroy the Slowking, because that is not physically defensive. The Volkies, he could of course have the Cobra Berry, and Blissey does not like taking Crab Hammers and Knockoffs as well, because it's pretty frail on the physical side. So Crawdaddy is going to be my premier wall breaker on the team. Arco Jet's very nice as well. He got a fair amount of Arco Jet weaknesses in his Nidoking, in his Chandelure, in his Minior, and stuff like that. The best switch he has to this is like a Hydreigon, but because I was thinking like putting Sludge Wave on this, because it's actually stronger than Ice Beam. It still hits the Tangrowth super effectively, but Ice Beam with this investment is already enough to kill everything, and I could see him bringing a physically defensive Hydreigon to check my crowd if he's really feeling creative. Miguel did a set where he checked an anti with physically defensive Hydreigon, so it has some precedence in the GBA bringing that, and barring Superpower, which won't 2-hit KO, and of course you would just be faster than me, you could roost up and stuff like that in U-turn and stuff like will of course do a lot of damage to me, so I could see him bring that, so that's why I decided for Ice Beam over Sludge Wave, because if he is that set, I can still do a lot of damage with Ice Beam on that, if I have to predict that. Of course I won't predict Physical Defensive Hydreigon just because I see it here. If he switched that in and I see the damage, I of course can see if it's physically defensive or not. So yeah, that's why I have Ice Beam there. It's still enough for the Tangrowth, of course, and I don't expect him to switch in Tapu Koko into me either way, so Sludge Wave is not that needed, and Ice Beam and plus Arco Jet will do a lot to that as well. So yeah, Premier Wall Breaker on team, we got Crawdon. But here the creativity doesn't stop yet. You will see Risticle and Magiana next with a physical set actually. Oh, it is mixed, but fully physically invested with enough speed, with Shift Gear set with Steelium Z, Flash Cannon, Shadow Ball, Brick Break. This thing is planned to be my late game sweeper, and with this spread, max attack with Shift Gear and Brick Break, if I'm at +1 through Shift Gear, I can 2-hit KO the Blissey, and it can't really do too much to me back. Because of the Thunder Wave nerf, even if he Thunder Waves me, I can just Shift Gear once again, and I'm still faster than everything on this team. With this speed, up +2, I outspeed everything up to a Scarfed Hydreigon. The only thing which outspeeds me at that speed is a Scarfed Tapu Koko or a Scarfed Cryogonal. Scarfed Cryogonal, of course, not doing that much to me, and Scarfed Tapu Koko could potentially do a lot to me, but I'm not really expecting a Scarfed Tapu Koko if that thing either already outspeeds my whole team. But we got other moves. We got our Flash Cannon and Shadow Ball. These are the best things to hit this team with. Only Brick Break and Flash Cannon. The only thing I do not hit is the Chandelure. That's why I have Shadow Ball on that. I kind of had a 2-move slot syndrome because I only had like 2 move slot left after Brick Break and Shift Gear, which were the best moves to run versus him. But that's why I decided for Flash Cannon and Shadow Ball with a little attack investment and the Steelium Z. I was very much thinking about Fidium Z with the Brick Break, because then I definitely 1-hit KO the Blissey at +1. But then I would make the mistake I did versus Mono, where I had too much build for one monster. I want to have this DMZ so that even if I max special... I mean, you can see at the stats right now, my special attack is still higher than my physical attack, even though I max invested into that. But with Stelium Z Flash Cannon, I basically get one guaranteed kill after I kill the Blissey, and that gives me like a +2 or potentially +1 boost if you switch out on the first Brick Break. And after I'm at +1, I can, of course, still sweep through his team with my other special attacks being Shadow Ball and Flash Cannon. So basically, TMZ is just there for that one guaranteed kill I can get with Flash Cannon once I set up, if Brick Break is not the move to go for. If Blissey's like already dead, or he doesn't bring Blissey or something like that. But yeah, that's the plan with Rising over here. Still very bulky, minus defense, because I expect this thing to take more special hits. Same goes for Crawdon. Like Crawdon, I'm minus defense as well, because like the things I expect Crawdon to take are like Dark Bolts from my Dragon, Shadow Balls, Fairy Blast from Chandelure, something like that, and then he would need the special book more. He can still only take one, because Crawdon's just so frail, but taking that one might be very crucial to get like a knockoff Trap Hammer, Aquajet, Ice Beam off versus something. But yeah, next up we got Rotom Heat, of course, because like I mentioned, Scizor, of course, to bring, and I have to prepare for it, but I have a very nice stop to that in my Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat is probably one of the best stops out there for the Scizor, because Heatran, of course, has the same thing going for it, that you can just kill it, and is crowd resistant to Bullet Punch, but it can't just die to a potential superpower coming in. That doesn't go for Rotom Heat. Max physical defense with over 8 Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp and Pain Split. Very, very standard with the Rocky Helmet, but one thing this thing can does as well is check the Tapu Koko, because looking at my team, I'm very much expecting a physical Tapu Koko, or maybe mixed, like with Brave Bit for my Decidueye, Thunderbolt just as main step, U-Turn for momentum, and then maybe Grass Knot for my Donphan, or maybe Dazzling Gleam to hit my what do you call it, my Latias harder than with U-Turn. But that's mainly what I expect. Thunderbolt, U-Turn, Brave Bird, and Grass Knot, and all those moves are resisted by my Rotom Heat, and if he goes for U-Turn, I can just go for Rocky Helmet damage on him. Thunderbolt will still do a lot of electric terrain if he happens to be fully specially attacking. Tapu Koko is like the biggest threat to my team. I do not have a very good defensive check to that, because depending what he goes for, of course he could have Grass Knot for an Assault Vest Donphan, and 2-hit KOs that. He could have Brave Bird with Life Orb to KO my Decidueye if I decide to bring that. He could of course have like Hidden Power Water for my Rotom or something like that, and Thunderbolt will still do a lot to that. And of course he could just have Dazzling Gleam or U-Turn or something like that for my Latias, which could check his electric moves. Tapu Koko is a very big threat. I have to have an offensive check for that, which we have next, but yeah, Rotom Heat is there to mainly check the set I expect the most from Tapu Koko, and of course the Scizor. It's like the best Scizor check I have. Oh wait, well, it's pretty standard, like Safe Probably, Physical Defensive Rotom Heat, he has a Scizor, we have Physical Defensive Rotom Heat. There we go, basically. I have the very good check in the Rotom Heat, so I'm not sure if he brings that. But if I do not bring Rotom and he brings Scizor, I'm screwed. If you look at the rest of my team, it does not deal with Scizor too well. So just have to bring it. I have to bring it to be safe. I can't just rely on Tup seeing the Rotom Heat and saying, oh damn, Scizor's not doing much. Maybe he has some other plan with Scizor and has like, I don't know, Technician, Hidden Power, Rock, shenanigans. I don't know what Tup could think of. He's desperate, he might bring some creative stuff. Next up, we got Choice Scarf Tornadoes with a very, very interesting spread. Very mixed with Hurricane, Superpower, Sludge Wave, and U-Turn. This is the main revenge killer on my team, and of course the offensive check to the Tapu Koko. After one Rock Switch, and after one Life Up hit, he is in range of Sludge Wave. The Western attack is there for maximum U-Turn damage, and Superpower, of course, for the Blissey. Hurricane, just in general, to spam it with his team. His flying resist is the Tapu Koko, and let me look for his team, and boom, and the Minior. Both, of course, very frail, or decently frail, let's say it like that, and not wanting to take a Hurricane. Sludge Wave will, like I said, mainly for the Tapu Koko, so I can revenge kill that. The speed is there, so I can outspeed a max speed Cryogonal, so even if he brings a Choice Scarf Cryogonal, or I can outspeed that, or if he knocks my Choice Scarf off, I can still outspeed the Cryogonal, and everything else with my speed investment. And yeah, that's basically Tornadoes. I had a decent difficult time figuring out the moveset for that as well. I definitely want to have Sludge Wave, because that is my main revenge killer for the Tapu Koko. My other player for Tapu Koko is basically wearing it down with Life Up if he has it, or with Hazards, or having hopefully one which can take the hit. Like I said, Tapu Koko, very big threat to my team, very fast, and has very nice coverage potential options for my team. And yeah, potential Hurricane spam late game could win me the game, but of course I don't want to rely to that. It's still Hurricane, 70% accurate. I mean, Dan won with hitting a lot of Stone Edges a few weeks ago, but it has 10% more accuracy than Hurricane, so I can't really rely on that. Then, next up, we got my switch into the Hydreigon, which is the Wit Leftovers Physically Defensive with Moonblast, Scald, Aqua Jet, and Encore. This is a very nice moveset here. Moonblast, of course, to just OHKO the Hydreigon, Scald as my Water Step to potentially burns on stuff. And Arctojet is just there to surprise some of his faster water weak mons, like the Chandelure, which is a thing you might have to switch into if he brings that, because this is currently, I think, the most Spadef mon I have on my squad with the mons you have seen so far. And of course the Nidoking, if he thinks he can just kill him with his Sludge Wave or Poison Jab, depending on what he is, I can just go for Aquajet. I have enough speed there, even though I'm minus speed nature because I'm mixed with Aquajet. I'm a minus speed nature I have some speed in there to outspeed Blissey still. So I can encore that, because of course this set you see right here can't deal with Blissey at all. It will do no damage, even the Scald Burn, he has Natural Cure, and it only negates the leftovers in this generation. Aquajet won't be doing much to that as well. So I have the Encore, so I can potentially Encore that to Rocks, to a Heal Bell, to Softball, to a Wish, to whatever, and potentially grant me a setup option into my Magiana, or just get a free switch into my Crawdon as the preferred Wall Breaker on my team. But yeah, I run physically defensive, because if I'm fully Spadef, I of course check the, the Dragon better, but if he brings like a mixed variant with Earthquake and stuff like that, this does way too much damage. And even with not being Spadef, like you can see, the Spadef is still higher than my physical defense, with my with my Primarina right here, because the Spadef is just so high, so I needed this physical investment to still take the mixed hits from, for example, Hydreigon. This is still a very nice switch into his other special attackers, like I said, the Slowking won't do too much to this, and I won't do much to that as well, to be fair, but I have the chance to Encore him into Slack Off, or whatever move he has to, basically, I can take a hit, Encore him, and then get a coding switch into something else. Encore, I think, is a very nice tech for my Primarina. He has a lot of more defensive mons. So yeah, just for your card out there, Aquajet does, I think, around 30% to Nidoking and the Chandelure. It's of course nice to surprise the Tapu Koko maybe as well, but 30% damage on an offensive mount is of course a very nice amount if he's Life Up on Chandelure or something like that, or got like basically free Rock Switch and then he's in range of Aquajet. Same goes for Nidoking. I only need to hit it with 2 Moonblasts, I think, then he's in range of Aquajet. I'm not too sure about that, I think it might be 3 Moonblasts, but yeah, that's basically Primarina right here. And last but not least, we got the Latias. Maybe the main mission of Latias is, like I said, he has a Blissey, which is a death stop to my Latias. Even with Soul Boosted Psyshock, I don't do over 50%. I do like a max of 35%, so very pitiful amount. I would have to be Specs Psyshock to have a chance to 2-hit KO him. I was first thinking about like a trick variant to trick the Blissey on a switch, for example, but the main thing I needed my last one to be is Hazard Removal. Because, like you see, I bring the Rotom, I bring my Tornadus, both I need alive or at good health, because otherwise Scizor sweeps me, or potentially Tapu Koko has the chance to sweep me if I can't kill the revenge kill it with my Tornadus, and like my priority is that I only have like Aquajet and Primarina left, which won't do much. I need Hazard Removal, and my most reliable Hazard Removal I have with the Scizor, Donphan, and my Latias is Donphan, yeah, out of those 3, Latias is the most reliable one, so I brought that. That's the main reason I brought that. It's still a decent check to like his Nidoking. I can speed kill us with Psyshock, so yeah, it was not. It has no real reason to check him on or to sweep through his team, because he has a Blissey which just stops it. It's decent for a lot of mons, but it's crap for other mons on his team. The main reason it's here is just the Hazard Removal. I needed the Hazard Removal. And yeah, one thing my team is pretty weak to is the Nidoking. Nidoking is the biggest threat versus my team. He has with that team I built. I had really to think with his last 2 mons, which are in this case Primarina and Latias. What do I want to check on his team? If I don't have Primarina, I'm very weak to Hydreigon. If I break Mesprit would basically my best check to Nidoking, because even if it's physical or special, Mesprit can basically switch to any hit and potentially kill it with Psychic. It's in English, but yeah, that's basically. I had trouble seeing what I want. If I bring Mesprit and Primarina, I don't have Hazard Removal. Of course, you can see I don't have hazards on my own on my team. If I have Mesprit, I could have hazards. So with this last 2 slots, I had to fit Latias, Mesprit, and Primarina in. And I did not want to get rid of one of the other 4 mons, because they just are doing too great versus team. So I had 3 mons, 2 slots. I had to make a decision, and I thought that this is the best option. So I have no good check to Nidoking and no rocks, but I will have to switch around about Nidoking and have some, of course, a lot of offensive checks to that, be it my Latias or my Crawdon, or Wit can even take a hit if he has full health and kill it with a Scald plus Aquajet and something like that. But yeah, Nidoking will definitely be the biggest threat to my team if he decides to bring that. But I thought there's no way he's not bringing Hydreigon, so I have to bring Primarina. And then it was between Latias and Mesprit, and I rather have Hazard Removal, because I have my Tornadus and Manrotom, two of my Hazard Weak Mons, and I just needed that Hazard removal. And Latias, in general, it outspeeds a fair amount of Mons. It can take hits from the Tapu Koko if it's Farm Troll. It can kill potentially Physical Defensive Tangrowth with Draco. Like, his only good Draco switching is the Blissey, but Blissey will of course be there. And if I can get rid of the Blissey with like Crawdont or my Margiana, Latias is actually a pretty good matchup versus this team. But yeah, that's enough for this team builder. Let me, of course, know in the comments what you think of this team. If you look at my mons, I was a bit more creative than usual, like Mix Crawdont, Physical Margiana, Aquajet, Onco Primarina. The rest is pretty standard, but like I got more creative than usual, so I hope you're gonna enjoy that in the match. Usually creative sets are always more liked by the fans. So yeah, if you like this order, leave a like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, all the links in the description. Definitely check out Tup for his side of the team builder / match. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow for the battle against the Pittsburgh Pirattatas and Tup. We can hopefully get our second win and just put another loss on the record on Tup. I'm sorry. We have the Borussia Donphan. We have no mercy for old mans lying on the ground. We still kick him if need to be, like currently is. But yeah, that's all for this video. I will see you tomorrow for the match.